My primary focus will be on mental health and primary and also substance abuse. A primary issue with mental health and substance abuse is actually stigma and the need being underscored, which is followed by a severe problem of communities accepting appropriate facilities that will aid the individuals in need of mental health and substance abuse services for providers to be located in their community, as well as the high incarceration rate of mentally ill individuals. So, who would I involve on my team? Stakeholders who would also be targets for my proposed project. They would be members of the target community, community members, local politicians, members from community based organizations, law enforcement, teachers, veterans, family members, individuals who have mental health challenges that may actually receive treatment from various entities, members from various state and federal organizations such as HRSA, the Department of Justice, and SAMHSA. So, what would be my approach? My approach would be actually to establish a mental health awareness program and its relationships to biological mental health disorders as contributions from substance abuse, trauma induced mental health issues, and others. The actual purpose of my particular project would be to train individuals such as school personnel, emergency first responders, law enforcement, veterans, armed service members, and their families to recognize the symptoms and signs of mental disorders, particularly serious mental illness and or serious emotional disturbances. The second would be to establish linkages with schools and our school based organizations, mental health agencies to refer individuals to with the signs and symptoms of mental health illness to appropriate services, to train emergency service personnel, veterans, law enforcement, fire department personnel, and others to identify persons with a mental disorder and to employ crisis de escalating techniques, also to educate individuals about resources that are available in the community for individuals with a mental disorder. It is expected that the proposed project will prepare and train others on how to appropriately and safely respond to individuals with mental disorders, particularly the individuals with the serious mental health issues, illness, as well as disturbances. It is clearly outlined that there is a need for increased mental health awareness among individuals who interact or come in contact with people who may be experiencing or exhibiting symptoms of mental disorder. Approximately 1 in 5 adults in the US, about 18.5%, experience mental illness in any given year. In addition, approximately 1 in 25 adults in the US, or about 4%, experience serious mental illness in any given year that substantially interfere or would limits one or more of their major life activities. Just over 20% of children, either currently or at some point in their life, will experience a serious mental disorder. Of those, 1.4 million youth are actually arrested each year, which is close to about 70% who've been diagnosed with a mental disorder, with more than 60% experiencing a co occurring disorder. The 21st Century Cures Act established the Interdepartmental Serious Mental Illness Coordinating Committee that issued a report to Congress that outlined 5 major areas of focus and recommendation intended to support a mental health system that successfully addresses the needs of all individuals living with a mental health illness or disorder and their families and caregivers. We have seen limited responses from that order. All this leads to a large audience for mental health awareness training. So the categories of individuals who could receive training, as I indicated, were such as the teachers and relevant school personnel, law enforcement, families, caregivers, as well as others. So why would this be an ideal project to support? If you would look at the cost analysis of the service that would be provided in comparison to the cost to house, example, an inmate or juvenile justice to cost, it would reflect almost unbelievable amount. As an example, in 2008, the Prevent Research Center on Human Development, with funding from Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency, they issued a report detailing their study of Pennsylvania's return on investment for 7 juvenile programs used throughout the state. And the study found that these programs saved Pennsylvania $317 million in reduced criminal justice costs and salaries. The benefits per $1 invested range from $1 to $25. That is my support for mental health and substance abuse.